Welcome to my Christmas in 2020. This one is part 2 and it's called Hexbugs. The last time I had one of these sets was when I was younger. I think I was about 59 years old when I got my first set. I bought it from a friend. And in those days, these things were quite expensive, but they're not now, not at all. This one via Amazon cost me £16.97. You only get one bug with it, but I've bought some more anyway. And before any viewers think that I've gone mad, I haven't, no more than usual. It's just that it's Christmas and I'm playing with my Christmas presents, and this is one that I bought myself. First of all, I have to fit it together. And believe me, even when looking at the photograph, it's harder to put this set together than it looks. I can't wait to play with it. I'm switching on the bug. And off it goes. These things are just really clever. That's a bit of a contradictory point because the bugs have no intelligence whatsoever, in common with a few girlfriends that I've had in the past. All they contain is a small vibrating motor mechanism, like you get in a mobile phone, and of course a battery to operate it. And this, in conjunction with about 12 small plastic legs, makes the bug able to move around. In this clip I've studied the photograph, and I'm still studying the photograph, and I'm trying to emulate the picture on the front of the instruction leaflet, but I have parts left over. But never mind that, I'm going to run the bug first, then I'll put the track together properly. And here is why I think these things are good. Just look at this. It's emulating the movement of a beetle or some sort of an insect. I used to have a small ant colony, and that was fascinating to watch, and they moved pretty much like this thing's moving. There were more of the ants and they were a lot smaller, but they still did the same sort of things. Unfortunately though, my ant colony died, but the only way this will die is when the battery goes flat. Here are all the toys for the bug to play with, various toys that you can plug into the bases. Sometimes it looks like the bug has got stuck, but then suddenly it will free itself and continue on its way. It will often circumnavigate the white areas before moving on down to another one. The only time this goes wrong is if the bug falls on its back, and then you have to intervene because these are not the self-righting type. The part that I'm removing is a seesaw, and it's not very successful. I'm only using one bug at the moment, and when I use a few, I don't want to clutter these areas up too much. When I bought this hexbug set, I also bought some longer ones, and these are more powerful. They have 2 batteries and an LED on the front. These sets are very well thought out. You can close off access to different points of them, and there are even some one-way gates which are quite useful, because I don't want the bugs to climb up the orange part. They take a while to make their way up the spiral, so I only want them to come down the orange part. I've switched on one of the super bugs, and look at the difference in the speed. This really goes fast. The problem is, straight out of the box with a new battery, they are too fast and they fall over. Look, this one's fallen on its back. And it did this repeatedly. It kept falling onto its back and just making a noise. Here's another one doing the same. But as the batteries started to run down slightly, they became more stable. I think I prefer these smaller bugs. They're almost silent and they don't turn over very much. This orange superbug is now starting to settle down a bit, and it isn't falling over quite as much. For Christmas, I bought my granddaughter Emily a different version of one of these sets to match one she already has, so she can make a larger layout. I used to have quite a large set, but I gave that away to my friend because it was too big, and it took up the entire dining table, whereas this one takes up part of the dining table and I can remove it quickly. Here's the standard size bug working its way up the orange spiral, and it does it very well. But I'm going to put a one-way marker in at the bottom so that it can only do this, go down the spiral. As I'm editing this and voicing it over, I'm waiting for an Amazon delivery of a set of smaller bugs with just one big one in the set. After Christmas dinner at my daughter Emma's house, which was allowed because I'm part of the support bubble anyway, my granddaughter Emily, grandson William and myself were playing with one of these sets. William is 12 years old and Emily is 9 years old, and we had quite a good time playing with the set. Especially when we started gambling with the poker chip set that William got for Christmas, which allowed us to place bets as to which colour bug would reach the end of the circuit first. Personally, I think that the long bugs with the more powerful double batteries would be much better suited for hexbug drag racing. I find it fascinating to watch these things. You think, oh no, it's stuck, and you're just about to pick it up and then it finds its way out. All except for this instance. I actually took this roundabout off because the bugs kept getting stuck in it. I tried the seesaw again, but this wasn't successful. Especially with the larger, longer, more powerful bugs. which struggled to get up the ramp. The small bug didn't have a problem and went over the seesaw quite well. I think though I'm going to permanently disconnect this and put it in my tin. And that's about it for my hexbug experience. I've really enjoyed playing with this and I'm looking forward to the new bugs arriving this afternoon. I'll be going up to the workshop to do some work later today, although I think it still might have a bit of playing about involved with a Mammoth steam engine. I'll try and keep it festive for as long as possible. Here's a bit of Christmas music that I composed a while back to just play out the video. So I would like to say to all of my viewers, I wish you all a very happy, healthy new year in 2021. Thanks for watching and I hope you found it as entertaining as I did. Please take the time to visit my Mainsteam Models website and click on the section of the website that says Video Playlists. And by doing that, you can find other videos that you may like to watch. And by using the playlists, you can actually watch the videos back to back.